What's up, everybody? It's Wabachot, and I wanted to take some time to make a video showing you how you could easily craft a belt that gives you a lot of strength and would just overall be a solid belt until you get your gold belt, either that be a headhunter or a mage blood. But I think this is a belt that would actually work for a lot of builds, and it's really, really easy to craft. You could probably do this with fewer than 30 corpses, but I will put more about this in the video when I go through and edit it, but right now I just want to show you what I have on Craft of Exile. So here we could see on Craft of Exile that we have a belt that's using 32 corpses, and you could probably reduce this a little bit. This is just me trying to be safe. And yeah, it's going to give you something that looks like this. I like to personally leave a prefix open, but there's probably some arguments to not do that. It kind of depends on your use case. And then also in this example, you could probably do something where you actually don't even put an increased life modifier on there. That's just for the simple reason that maybe you don't want life regen on your suffix, or you don't want a life regen as a suffix. It kind of works for me, so I'm probably going to put it on there because may as well. But as you can see, even when I have it off, there's still such a high chance that you roll life anyway as I'm going through. It looks like about half the time we're getting life. But if you didn't need if you didn't want the life regen on your belt, you could just drop the increased life modifier corpse, and you could just go with this. You could do some other things too. I think one of the nice things about this kind of style of necropolis crafting, where you're not going for like the big, obviously these aren't the big GG items. These are the items that get you to that point. I think it's really easy to make them, but you could do some other interesting things with them. This belt, being that you're only using somewhere between 25 and 30 corpses, you could probably get away with less if you really wanted to. You could do things with the corpse that gives you a chance to not consume corpses up to 50%. That's a little bit more involved, but that could be a way to potentially do a lot of these belts if you wanted to, or if you needed to for whatever reason. You could fracture some of these bases. The fracture corpses aren't really that expensive, so you could probably make yourself a belt with some good fractured modifiers that would work for you in the meantime, but then you could also prep it to be a little bit more powerful in the end. Necropolis, it's really straightforward in the crafting. Honestly, like, especially if you're going for like items like this, it's really easy. It's not really that difficult. Even when you're leveling, so if you're solo self-found, Necropolis is really, really strong for solo self-found because it's pretty easy to make something that just like works for you and works for a long time. I'll actually show you an example right now. This amulet, I actually crafted this amulet just because I was like, okay, you know what? I need an amulet, I need strength and intelligence, and I need quite a bit of strength. I need quite a bit of strength, so I'm gonna put some corpses down. I put an increased attribute. I put scarcer of all the other mods that I could roll. Like I put a scarcer like crit down. I put scarcer resist down just because I didn't need any of those, and this is what it gave me. I will be changing this shortly, but this has worked for a really long time. This is also another part of the reason I'm actually crafting the belt, so I could get myself a better piece than this. So with that said, let's just go ahead and craft the belt, and let's see what we get. But like this one would be pretty good. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to add, and I actually wanted to say this in one of my previous videos, and I have one. So let's go use it. Where is this at? So let's see. There we go. We got it. Okay, so this coffin is very, very good. This is essentially a divine for your item. However, if you look at the wording of it, it re-rolls each modifier value 6 times. So it's not like divining it 6 times. It's like using a divine on each line 6 times, on each affix 6 times. So this coffin right here is really, really strong. And being that we have plenty of graveyard space, so we could just add this to it. But this will essentially almost guarantee, I mean, as far as I could see, as far as I could tell, it almost guarantees you get like a perfectly rolled item. So let's go ahead and drop this in here. What am I doing? Reroll modifier values of each explicit modifier 6 times, keeping the best outcome. All right, here we go. So we're going to, again, craft a belt under jewelry. And for me, it's going to be a heavy belt. The one thing I did need to do is, since I, again, having a lot of extra corpses available or grave plots available, I did just use whatever level corpse I had. So I have some that are actually low level in here that I use from leveling. What I did to offset that was I just use item level corpses. As you can see at the top here, I have +6 to item level. But we could go through right here. We'll go ahead and check it. This is what I like to do. So we have 2,500% increased chance of attribute modifiers. We have 2625 here. 500% increased chance of life modifiers. 700 here. 1,500% increased chance of resist modifiers. 1,500% here. Attack mods are 300% scarcer. I have 374. Mana mods are 900% scarcer. I have 900. Physical mods are 300% scarcer. I have 600. 800 modifier or all modifier tier rating. 812. One explicit modifier. One explicit modifier. So this should give us anything like this, and I will make whatever work. Hopefully I don't get reduced stun enemy threshold. But there we go. Let's see. Craft.
May the tides of Soagoth wash away your anguish and aid this soldier, so that you may be the bond that holds them.
Beautiful. This is, oh man. Okay, this is really good. Did we get, oh, we got tier 2. So I was short 1 modifier tier rating. I have noticed that about the calculator. Maybe I misread it too. But it's okay. Not a big deal. But as you can see, look, it's 2 off perfect life. This is really strong. I would have preferred, personally, having life regen over flask life recovery rate, but that's not that bad, especially that I'm a Pathfinder. But yeah, that is that. So again, thank you for watching. I don't know if I'm going to like edit this the same exact way. I'll maybe put a link down below for the craft of Exile, what I used. It's a rough idea. You could change it to whatever you want. Being that you have extra grave plots, you could probably add some other things in there as well. So, yeah. That said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.